Hello, microbiologists, and I hope you make it the best day every day. Since we're not going to see each other for at least the next couple of weeks, I thought I would give you a little science experiment to try if you feel like it. This is definitely optional. You do not have to do it. It takes a couple of ingredients from your kitchen, flour and water. You need a bowl and some measuring tools and patience. So I have found some instructions online of how to make sourdough bread. And making sourdough bread is definitely a process of microbiology. It involves yeast and bacteria. And so I'd love for you to give this a shot if you are able to. It may be kind of fun for your family, and maybe you'll make some bread. And so watch the following video with my instructions on how to make sourdough bread. I will also post the link where I got the instructions, and so you can see it too and read a little bit more about the microbiology of making sourdough bread. And I'm hoping to have a spot in Canvas where you can upload pictures of you making bread, or pictures if you don't want you to be in the picture. You could take a picture of your sourdough starter, and then maybe in the end we'll have pictures of us with bread that we've made, which would be really fun. So again, I hope you're doing well. And until I see you again, maybe try making some bread. We're going to make sourdough. And sourdough can be made with just a couple of ingredients. And it's also a science experiment. I've never done this before. I went to the grocery store the other day because I thought, hey, I'm gonna be home. I could make bread. I like to make bread. Guess what? No yeast anywhere. Luckily, I had flour at home. But I thought, okay, here's my chance to try making sourdough. Because all you need to make sourdough is flour, some water, and some thyme. Maybe a little salt later on in the process. And then wild yeast is in the air. It's all around us all the time. And also, the thing that connects this to microbiology is yeast is a fungus. It's a single-celled living organism. And then also a couple different types of bacteria actually help give sourdough its unique taste. So do a little microbiology, do a little cooking, hopefully have some fun and do an experiment. The reason that we need yeast to make this work is that yeast, it makes the bread rise. So what yeast does is when you put it in with sugar, it eats those sugars, and then as it eats those sugars, it creates waste. And that waste is carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide is a gas, and it makes the bread rise. So cool. I tried making this video yesterday. Kind of a fail. That's okay. I'm new at this. But I also have a starter from yesterday that we're going to check today. Thing is that with the sourdough starter, you kind of work on it for 5 days, and then it's ready to make bread. The really cool thing is if you make it right, you can actually keep your sourdough starter for years and make bread off it again and again and again and again. Really cool. So let's try it. All right, so first things first, wash your hands. We have clean hands and we're ready to get going. They say to use, and I'm just using a website, so I will include that in a link somewhere for you to find. But it says to use a glass bowl. That's the best. So if you have a glass bowl, that's great. It also says to use a scale, but if you don't have a food scale at home, that's totally okay. You can measure stuff out too. We need 4 ounces of flour. So I'm gonna put this on the scale and I'm gonna tare it, which means getting this all to 0 so that it doesn't think that it's weighing that part of the bowl. And I need to add 4 ounces of four ounces. So I'm going to take this, put it in here. I'm going to add my water. I already measured that out, so it says half cup of water, which is about 4 ounces of water. Put that in there. Then I'm going to stir, stir, stir. Get this all mixed together. Cover the top with plastic wrap or a clean kitchen towel, and then get a nice rubber band, which I will get in a little bit, and then let it sit for 24 hours. So I'm gonna make a little chart. We're supposed to do this for 5 days. I have to feed it every day, a little bit more flour, a little bit more water for 5 days, and then at 5 days it should be ready to make bread. But so that's today's. I'll put a rubber band on that one. Let's see what's going on with yesterday's sourdough starter. So I have my little piece of paper there. Ooh, looks a little different. So it says at this point the starter should smell fresh, mildly sweet, and yeasty. Kind of. It says if you don't see any bubbles yet, don't panic. All right, so it says weigh the flour and water for today and add them to this starter. Okay, so we'll add the water. Get that in here. You probably can't see her, but my dog is right here at my waist trying to sniff out what's happening up here. Okay. I will cover this one back up. Get the rubber band on here. Cross off day 2. And it says it needs to sit in a place that's around 70 degrees. So just someplace in your house where other people won't mess with it. I hope you give it a try. I have no idea if this is gonna work or not, but something to do a little science while you're at home and maybe make your family some bread. All right, I hope you have a great day and keep learning about science.